So this is my book, and this is titled My Experience at PCN 30. Okay, so the first page is a preface, and this is basically describing what the book is about, like what its intention is. So it's basically like a book to describe my experience in PCN 30 and how it has helped me become a better college student, especially being a first generation college student. It's just saying that I'm grateful for being able to, experience this kind of, community and like a sense of belonging. So yeah. The next page is a table of contents, and I have 8 chapters, including the glossary and the recommended reading list. So yeah. So chapter 1 is a 30-day challenge assignment. And basically the 30-day challenge assignment was, for me, was to go to the gym 5 times a week. And it was pretty successful. I had to like squish some days into like one. So like I would spend like 2 hours at the gym, maybe sometimes even 3 when I had like really no time to go to the gym the following days. And I also worked out at home because sometimes I got lazy to go to the gym. But I realized that I wish I should have chosen something more realistic, because I would continuously find myself like condensing some days into one because I didn't have time to do it. So I wish I would have chosen something more realistic, like maybe 2 times a week or max 3. But I thought I could complete it at the time for like 5 times a week. It's because at the time I was taking classes that needed like more time for me and more focus. So yeah, I would put those as a priority, like compared to this. But I got something out of it, so that was good. And the next chapter is the chapter 2, which is a time management assignment. And for the time management assignment, I chose to do the what was it called? The a reminders app on my phone. So I hadn't really used a reminders app on my phone because I didn't really know about it, but I remember a student mentioning the app in class, and I decided to use it, and it has worked really well for me because it's very efficient for me because I have my phone on me all the time, and pulling it out is very easy. And like in class, when I have an assignment due, I would always write it down in my notes, whatever I had to do, and then later when I got home, I would put everything in the reminder app, set a time for it, and so it can remind me at that specific time, and then it will remind me at that specific time, and it won't go away until I delete it manually. So I think that's very good, like a very good way to instead of a planner or like an agenda. So I think that's a very good alternative that worked well for me, and I will keep using it because it really has helped me. Chapter 3 is a self-reflection assignment, chapters 1 through 4. So in this chapter, I basically realized that the wise choice thinking process is like a good way to make a good decision. So basically you evaluate all your pros and cons and decide off of that, how it would affect you in the long term. So I think this is a good, way of making the right choice because, it helps you, determine what is best for you in the long run and how it will affect you later on, not just, at that time right now. So yeah, I just think it's a very good way of making a decision, and that I will definitely use, especially like in harder decisions rather than, easier ones. So yeah. And then chapter 4 was the chapters 5 through 8 reflection assignment. And for this assignment, I basically realized that we did the activity self-defeating habit pattern self-assessment. So I realized various things about myself and like my working style. And like it was a list of negative habits that some students can have, and I realized that most of the habits applied to me, and I realized that I also needed to work on those habits in order to become a better student. For example, time management, and participating in class is really one of them, because I'm naturally a shy person and I hate speaking in front of people, but I have to embrace, I have to conquer that you know that fear and just participate in class, because in most of your classes participation is a big part of your grade, and it can really determine whether you fail or pass a class because of your participation. So yeah, and it also makes you stand out to teachers and other students as well. So you will get noticed very easily by your teachers, and they'll be more available to you if they see that you're not enjoying, but trying very hard in their class, and they'll respect you more too. Chapter 5 of the student educational plan. I don't have it physically in the book, but I remember Jared and I Jared helped me come up with a schedule for classes for fall. That's all I had on my student educational plan. But recently I went to his office, and we made another one. So we basically updated the plan, and he gave me the classes for next year and another backup plan. So yeah, we have a backup plan that I can use if I don't get into the waitlisted classes that I'm on right now, which I'm very thankful for, because then I won't be wasting my time. Yeah. And for chapter 6 is what I learned from my mentor. So for chapter 6, I had Karen as my mentor, and I just wanted to say that she's a very great mentor, and I really enjoyed my experience as being her mentee. And she works in the administration office. We hung out a couple of times, and I just wanted to say that she's a very great person, and I've gotten to know her more and more over the course of time that we've been like talking to each other. And she even asked me if I wanted to go to a concert with her, but it never happened. But I definitely will keep in touch with her, because I remember before school started that we went to Santa Cruz together, and I got to know her. I thought she was really nice, and I'm just thankful that Jaren put us together, because it made me talk to her more and know more about her. So she's has a lot of great advice, and she's a very good mentor, and I appreciate her. Chapter 7 is a glossary. So for the glossary, some words that I found important to me was self-motivation, because this semester I realized that my motivation for school really took a turn, and it went downhill, and I really regret that. And I feel like it's because most of it was because of me, and my motivation was not there at all, and my self-motivation was really non-existent. I prioritized other things than above school or before school, and that's not what it's supposed to be. So I made it for me to try harder in school and put it as a priority, because school will always be a number one priority for me. But it's not, it was very unexpected for me to be that type of student in the fall. And I know I'm not that type of student. I know I just lost my self-motivation. And I feel like this word really applies, because without motivation you really are not going to do anything. Even if you want to, you're not going to achieve anything. You're not going to achieve your goals or dreams. So yeah. And then chapter 8 is a recommended reading list. So I would find my book under education and success, and this is the citation for my book, if you can see it. And then these are 2 AP citations, one for the on-course book that we used for Jared's class, and the other one is a book of documenting effective educational practices that I found in the library. It's for students in college, and I feel like that related to this subject, because basically PCN 30 is mostly about succeeding as a college student, becoming a better college student. So yeah, this is my presentation, and thank you, Jared, for everything. I hope well, I know I will achieve my dreams, but I just need the extra motivation sometimes. So that was my presentation. Thank you, Jared.